Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk. Dude, what's up? This is The Objective Jerk. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it so much. You can email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com, or you can click on various email links on the Podbean website, on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. Coffee. So what's up? I've been, my shoulder is getting a little better. I was able to find one of my resistance bands that I had before. So started working on it yesterday, which I think is helping. And got some, like Icy Hot, the Filipino version of Icy Hot. And I got some Salonpas, and so let's get a little better. It's like, you're old when if you sleep in a wrong position for too long, that you feel like you got beaten up by Mike Tyson for like 2 days, because that's what I felt like. And that's I don't know, it's like a combination of my posture and being old. It's kind of funny. It's just the weird things that your body, or that you do, like your posture. Okay, my posture, I've always had bad posture. My natural posture is horrible. But okay, whatever. But it didn't really, like, I really had to focus and really try and stand up straight and sit up straight, and it feels like I'm like pushing my chest out and I'm trying to look all big. That's what I feel like, but then I guess that's not what it looks like. But 40 years of having that posture starts to wear on various joints and stuff, and you start to really feel it and things like that. So if you're a young person listening to this, somebody says you got bad posture, man, get that shit worked out, because you'll end up feeling it when you get older. Let's see. So yesterday my wife broke the kitchen sink, so I had to fix that. That was fun. Started off shitty, but it worked out okay. Filipino products and house and the way things are built and stuff here are so different from the States, And our water is hard water, so anything metal will corrode and just break apart, and that's what happened to the sink. My wife went to go turn it on or move the faucet, and it just broke off. So you have to use plastic. Plastic works better. But regardless, it's like we've had so many problems with the hard water. I need to get a water softener. So that's on the to-do list someday, And then I got my son. He broke the snare head, the head on my snare drum a while back, so I had to take a floor tom. Okay, hold on. In case, people don't know. Let's see. Let me. Okay, so drum set, right? You watch drummers play on the drums. Their foot, doom, 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 doom. That's the kick drum, right? And then you got doom, doom, ka, doom, doom, ka. So that's the kick, 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 snare, kick, kick, snare, right? And then for the cymbal, usually to keep time and everything, is the hi-hat. The one's like, tss, 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 like it has the pedal and it opens up and closes. So that's the hi-hat. And then you have crash cymbals, which are the doom, doom, ka, ksh, right? And then you have the ride cymbal, which is the king, king, ting. The same thing as the hi-hat, keep time, but it's big and it's large, and it's got the little bell on it. King, 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 king. I don't know if any of this is helping, but I would actually play it on my drum so you could hear it, but it'd be too loud. And then you have your toms, right? So you got the kick, which is doom doom. You got the snare, which is ka ka, and then you got the toms, which are do 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 do. You know, all the different kind of sounds. So like when somebody does a fill, so a fill, I'm just trying to imagine somebody that has no idea what drums are. So if you're listening to this and like, Jesus, I'm not an idiot, you know, just there's somebody out there that's not an idiot but just doesn't know. But when somebody's playing a beat, right, like doom doom ka, doom doom ka, doom doom ka, and then they go do 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 doom doom ka, doom doom ka. That do 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 do. That's what they call a fill. And for those that don't know, it's named after Phil Collins, drummer of Genesis. No, I'm joking. It's not. But anyway, so you have what they call rack toms, which are the toms that are up top, usually above the kick drum, and they're smaller. And then you have the floor toms, which are over on the side, and they're bigger, and they sit on the floor. So you know, right? So that's basic drum set. I mean, there are more, you know, drums that are much more elaborate. Anyway, the whole point of me explaining this is, so my son, so I have like a 5-piece drum set. So it has 1 rack tom and 2 floor toms, which is what I wanted. But then after a few years, it's like, I don't really use the other floor tom that much. I sometimes wish I had gotten 2 rack toms instead, but anyway, so my son, he broke the head, which is, you know, the skin, the part that you hit with the stick on the snare, which happens, you know, they wear out, they break, so it's no big deal. So what I did was, because my smaller floor tom, which is the same size as my snare, which is 14 inches. So I took the head off of that and I put it on my snare, so I used that for a little bit. And I ordered another, you know, head, a good head, actually. It's really thick. And I need to turn on the fan because I'm sweating. Hold on. So then I've been playing drums with just 1 floor tom because I had to take the head off the other one. And I'm actually liking that a lot, you know. It's like, you know, I really don't need that other fucking floor tom. Then my brain started thinking. So I have a double kick pedal. I just have 1 drum kick, but I have a double kick pedal, and it's hard to, like, with the stand that the snare sits on, and, you know, the double kick pedal, and then the pedal for my hi-hat, it just could never work right. It just didn't fit right, you know. So I'd want to, you know, practice on my double kick skills, which I don't have. But then it's like I didn't really play much with the hi-hat, and I like to have a hi-hat. I like to have, you know, be able to open and close the hi-hat and play, you know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, play like metal and they play a lot of double kick. They just have their hi-hat more of it, it's kind of open, and it's just, they don't really use the pedal. It's just, you know, I mean, some people do, but then you can get like a cable operated one that'll give you more freedom to set it up and not have the problems that I have. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll take that floor tom, which is the same size as my snare, the diameter, but the thing is, it's a lot deeper. It's a bigger drum because a snare is usually smaller. But the legs on it are set up different than what you do for a snare. And I was like, maybe I'll basically just move the hardware over and turn that floor tom into a snare. And I was like, oh, that's kind of stupid though, isn't it? Or I don't know. It was, you know. So I started getting online, and other people have done that. And I was like, huh, okay. Well, shit, I'm gonna fucking do it. So my shit came in, and you know, I just had to measure and do the hardware for it, because there's the on the bottom of a snare is a I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's just like a little, it's like a little it's like a little chain kind of thing, but it lays on the bottom of the head that's on the bottom of the snare, and that's what gives it the little pop. What help gives it the pop, because you can like disengage it, engage it, and so if you disengage it, just kind of sounds like a little reggae, like kong kong kong, kind of different snare-y kind of sound, and then you engage it, and then it's like the kong, it's like a normal snare that you hear, right? Which I need to get a new one of those too, the chain thing. I can't think of what they're called right now though. So anyway, so I put the hardware, I put it on the floor tom, and instead of keeping the thinner skin that's on the bottom of the snare, I used the head of the floor tom that I had on the snare and put that on the bottom. And so then I put this new head on too, and it's deeper. I don't know, it's really like thud thud dum dum com instead of dum dum ka. I don't know. I kind of like it actually. It sounds a little different. And then so then I put my double kick pedal back on, and so yeah, so I got a little more play, and I can kind of adjust it a little more. It's a little easier, so I'm liking that. And then I got a little attachment arm for my cymbal. And then what I did is I just I put the snare back together, but it doesn't have the hardware or the chain thing. And I raised the stand for the snare as high as it'll go, and I put it on there. So now my snare is like a rack tom. So I have like the rack tom, and it's funny because it's the snare is like 14-inch, and the rack tom is like 10 inches, maybe 11 inches or something. But it actually, you hit it and it has all the progression of the fill. I don't know. It's like a crazy looking drum set, but it's kind of cool. I like it. Let's see. So talked about that. Oh, so Hammergate. You guys, I know, you're like, oh great, here we go, into politics. Yes, I know, but this is a pretty big thing. Hammergate, if you guys don't know. You remember Nancy Pelosi, who was the Speaker of the House? She is a cunt. Her husband was supposedly attacked and beaten with a hammer, right? And the Democrats, and they were all trying to spin it like it was some, Trump Republican busted in the house and it was looking for Nancy, but beat up her husband because she wasn't there, right? And then a little bit of the possible truth got out, and people were, speculating. It's like, well, it's kind of weird how, this and that. There, all this different intel was coming out that did not fit the narrative that the left was trying to push. And so now they've released the body cam footage from the police, and it's all true. It was all bullshit. The guy did not break into the house. Fucking her husband was drunk in his underwear. I mean, he had a shirt on too, but if you haven't seen it, look on Twitter or try and look for it. But, it's still something, it's weird. But the cops, they open the door, and it's, what's his name? Can't think of what her husband's name is. But Nancy Pelosi's husband is standing there in his boxers, and he's got a button-up shirt. He's got a drink or a beer or something in his left hand. And in his right hand, I think he's holding the hammer. And he's like, you can tell he's a little tipsy, and he's kind of like laughing and whatever. And the other guy is kind of like holding onto his arm like he's trying to get the hammer, but it's like playful, And So they open the door and you see that. So, I mean, it's pretty quick. So it's only like a few seconds. And you're like, what? And then the cops say, hey, can you drop the hammer? And that's when the guy all of a sudden is like, whoa. And then he goes to grab the hammer, pulls it out, and immediately fucking whack, hits him in the head, right? And the police just fucking charging them. They're like, holy fuck, you know. And they wrestle the guy. And I think Mr. Pelosi was like out. Like you can hear him snoring. It sounds like. It's not funny, but it is. The point is, this is another fucking thing that the left was trying to change. Like, you know, it's another story, another fact that the left was trying to, for some reason, change the narrative. I want to use a different story than a narrative, because the narrative to me is like a bigger picture, like a bigger story. This is more, you know, whatever. And so here we are again. Basically, the left has been shown to be liars. And this isn't the only thing, man. There's so much shit out there that the left recently, all this stuff, you know, look at all the shit with COVID. All the stuff you couldn't say, or this stuff didn't work, and all this whatever. And then now, oh, okay, yeah, it does. You know, ivermectin does work. Oh, and if you do, okay, yeah. Oh, you know, fucking lies, man. Lies. It has 100% shown like all these different lies that they were trying to push. And the left still goes along with it. Why do you go along with it? Why? You're constantly being lied to, but you still go with it. Why is that? What the fuck is that? Why? Like, I'm really trying to figure it out. And, you know, it's like, and, you know, the Republicans, they lied too. Just not so much lately, it seems like. Yeah, and then you got Biden and his fucking files and all this shit that's coming out, and, you know, all this stuff, the laptop, all this shit, just lies after lies after lies, FBI and this stuff, and then they still go along with it. You know, it's just like the Republicans and Bush when they lied about the weapons of mass destruction. It was a fucking lie, right? But now it's like it's the Democrats' turn to be the fucking liars. And this is why I voted for Trump. You know? And that's why, and why do you think that, see, it's not the left against the right or the Democrats against Republicans. It's the corrupt against Trump. That's what it is. Because you got the fucking douchebags on the right that are going along with it too. Because they've done shit that they're not, you know, and it's going to come out. I guarantee it. I mean, Trump talked about it before. Maybe he was trying to play nice and like, let's work on some other shit first. But I guarantee you, if Trump wins again, God, I hope he wins. If Trump wins again, people are gonna burn. It's gonna come out. He ain't gonna hold back. He's gonna fucking show you just how corrupt and evil these politicians are. And even then, I don't know, are people still gonna wake up and be like, holy fuck? You know what I mean? I think they need to fucking... That's what needs to happen. Trump needs to come in office. They need to get rid of the Democrats. They need to get rid of the Republicans. Start some new parties. Get some new people in there that aren't fucking corrupt and paid for and bought for by China and whatever the fuck else. And you know, start working on our country. Making it a good place. Make it great again. Like, that's a bad thing. How is make America great again? How is that bad? Oh, because, what? You want to go back to the slavery days? No, fuckface. That's not what he's saying. It's like, Jesus. And now they're paying money, too. Congress okayed paying money to shit that happened hundreds of years ago. It's like, what the fuck, really? They make it seem like white Americans invented slavery. That's what they make it seem like, you know? And, white people, they've been slaves too, okay? And then they're like, oh, they fucking come over here and just take the land from the Indians. You know what? If it wasn't fucking Britain or whatever, it would have been someone else. Someone else would have took it from the fucking Indians, the Native Americans, because they were content with their way of life, but they were behind the curve with, weapons and everything. So you think people are just going to be like, oh, look, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't want to disturb you in your wonderful, huge country. We'll just leave you alone. No, they would have got taken over by somebody somewhere, somehow, whatever. The country wouldn't be America or whatever. It'd be something different, maybe. But it's like, I don't know. And then you get people over here that for slavery, it's like, slavery, and this might come back. Fucking people are gonna, fucking who cares? Slavery in the States was actually not rooted in evil as like I used to think. The reason slavery became, or why, African Americans, black people were, slavery, because of the sickle cell virus. They were like immune to the sickle cell virus. So people working the plantations down south, and there was this one guy, and he had heard that, and people were coming over from England, right? And they were given like, hey, if you come and work this land, you'll get your own land, or I'll pay you this much, or do whatever. And they were doing that. They were getting sick and they were dying. So nobody was able to work the land. And then there was like a rumor or whatever. And look this shit up. I mean, I'm not fucking, I don't know exact dates and names and whatever, but I'm like Wikipedia, okay? I'm there, but, some of it may not be 100% accurate. But I am not making it up. So, a guy, I don't remember his name or whatever, but, okay, I'm talking too loud. So this guy, right, see, I'm going to try and talk. So he hears about these black folks that are immune to sickle cell, right? And he knows that they get sold, in the port from somewhere or whatever. And then he goes down, he purchases some, he takes them to his, his fucking property, and they start working, and then, oh shit, it works. They're immune to it. They don't get sick. Word spreads. People get more, and then that's kind of how it happened. That's how it started. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, well, look at that person has dark skin. Let's make him a slave. There was an actual reason behind it. And it's not like, we went out to collect slaves. The slaves were brought to us, by other people. So it's like, and it was all over the world, It's not just here in fucking America, and I don't know. It just fucking, it's crazy. It drives me nuts how people like think that like American white folks invented slavery and should just give up the country and leave the country for Indians and black people, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. Dude, I love me some black people, but some of y'all are fucking crazy. Got some good food. Dude, I miss fucking Louisiana. Cajun, well, there's like some French, whatever, but still southern. Fucking black southern, like, food. It's so fucking good. Does this sound racist? I'm not trying to sound racist. I'm just saying, I got black friends. No. My favorite, I don't know, I always, in the army, like, some of them, I don't know. It's like, I'm one of those people that just don't really see race. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. What am I trying to say? I mean, look, I'm married to a Filipino. I live in the Philippines. I'm obviously not racist, but I don't like all people in general, you know? I just hate fucking stupid asshole douchebag cunts. That's basically what I don't like. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Anyway, if you'd like to support me, go to my Patreon. But that's it. I'm at my time roughly, so I keep talking so loud. I'm trying to talk quiet so it sounds better. But anyway, you can email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com, or you can message me on all the various social media platforms and websites. That's about it. I appreciate you listening. I am not racist. And until next time, I will see you later. Yeah.